Hi and welcome back to my probably last episode of my playthrough of Arkham Horror Secrets of the Order expansion. Yes, again we are playing the third edition here. As usual, huge shout out to all of my patrons and channel members out there. Really do appreciate all your support. As I really recorded the last episode basically yesterday and uploaded stuff today, there was no real time to really get some feedback from you guys in respect to any goofs, but after thinking about this one particular situation where the Seer of Nar basically disappeared during, I think it was during the activation of another monster. And I know I'm playing this slightly incorrectly, the whole thing in respect to monster engagement activation, but that's only to speed things up. What you normally do is really to go through all the activations of the monsters, then they are maybe engaged, they do their stuff, and then we are moving into the monster attack phase. And because I did it slightly incorrectly, I really moved the monsters, I have them attack the monsters and whatnot. I believe I have missed, because this monster basically did appear during the activation of another monster. And while we are still in the activation step of this whole monster phase, I believe this monster does indeed activate the Seer of Nar here, which in this case, as a lurker, plays 1 doom on the scenario sheet. So I think this is really something I have to correct. The obvious problem with that decision is that we are already moving, I believe, to 11 doom, if I recall that correctly. Exactly. There is a trigger where it says the Dark Scion here, which says at a 13, we are basically flipping this card to the other side, but as this is already the third stage or so, I'm relatively certain that this is then game over. So 2 more, so it's not unlikely that the game will end this round or so. But let's see about that. But I really wanted to get that off the table, because otherwise, I know you guys, you would have called me terrible names like cheater. No, just kidding here, of course. But I'm really trying to play this game as correctly as I can. With that being said, I think we should be able to move back to the action. And I believe I do want to start with Agatha here, who is engaged with 2 monsters. But I think she might be finally able to use her Wreck spell, which she is allowed to cast even though she is engaged to monsters. Again, there is a very short list of stuff that you are allowed to do while engaged with monsters. The Wreck spell is apparently one of those, and it says we are testing our law +1, and when we defeat 1 monster in your space with remaining health equal to. So basically, if we are basically rolling good enough, we could even go for that. We are rolling 5 dice in total, but of course the minimum here, the bottom line, is definitely the 2. If we are getting rid of this one, there is a good chance we might be able to either normally attack this one. This is not an attack action. We could still attack this one, or we could evade it, or at least try to evade it, and then we can still do stuff. So I think that's really the best bet here. So again, we are bringing out the trusted dice tower. We are rolling 5 dice, and again, minimum is 2 successes here. I don't have... Should we focus first? Should we focus first? Because then we still have... No, then we don't have the action for the evasion. No, we have to somehow make it. And if not, then we can still... let's see. Come on, let's do that. And these are the 2 successes. Okay, that is definitely amazing. Again, this has 2 health left, so we are getting rid of the Vicious Clad. And we get 1 remnant for that. That's pretty cool. And I believe I may have missed... We should have taken a sanity hit, but we still had 1 remnant. Or we had 3 remnants still, so we are basically getting this back. So the Vicious Glutton is no more. That's a great start. Of course, we cannot use this spell here again, because you cannot duplicate on, or double up on actions in Arkham Horror. Neither can you do that in Eldritch Horror. And what's next? I mean, we still have 1 more action basically, and we would lose 2 dice from this. But we gain 1 die because of our leather coat, which simply gives us +1 as part of an evade action. That's exactly what we're doing. So we are rolling 4 dice -2. So we would still roll 2 dice, and we would hope for 1 success. If we fail, then very strange things would happen. No, we would move 1 space to, I believe, the unstable space. Which, yeah, maybe also not the worst thing in the world. Here, I'm not sure. Is this in... I think this should be here, right? I think they typically always appear here. Could be wrong. Or was it... Or was it here? I think it's here. I think it's here. I don't know. Yeah, I think let's stay on target. And we... Oh, we could really die with this. So if we are failing to evade this, then we are definitely in a tough spot, actually. Yeah, but okay, let's simply not fail. Again, it's 3 plus 1 minus 2, though that's 2 dice in total. Let's see. And yes, oh, hoo, hoo, hoo. That's the 6 we needed. Again, we only need 1 success, so this monster is not, it's not a massive monster. No, it's not. So it's really exhausted, and we get to take an extra action. And this action could be actually to whatever. Go for more remnants here. Is there anything else we can do? Is there anything else? There is no clue here. Do we maybe want to move to this space? No, but then the tunneling dole is also triggering here. And it's a lurker. Each investigator in this neighborhood suffers 2 damage. So that's also not great. Let's not do that. Or we could simply... Can we move up here? No, we can't. That's the problem. Because we cannot take more sanity hits, right? Oh, that's terrible. Oof. Okay, what are we going to do with her? I mean, we could start to move her up here. And then maybe with our next step move her. Maybe that's something we should do. But on the other hand, does this really help us? Or should we simply move in here? That's basically the extra action we are getting now. Or we can simply stay here and do that again. But it's not very likely that we are succeeding. We need 4 successes with that. Whatever we do, it's really not great. This tunneling dole is really bad. And if we would have 1 more sanity, I would have totally moved her here to the Whale of Pnath. But I think there's really nothing we can do, actually. No, there's really nothing we can do. But here at St. Mary's, she might be able to... but she's only healing normal. I mean, the wisest choice would be to get rid of... Yeah, let's go for a ward action. Let's go for a ward action. So we're rolling 4 dice in total still. And yeah. And yeah, wow, that was again another epic fail. Totally useless second action, which she was doing great in respect to attacking and evading and whatnot, but then she failed to get rid of this. This could be then really game over. But okay, that was her activation. Not entirely bad, but yeah, there was this little icing on the cake that was missing here. And I believe next I need to activate Michael. And the question now is, I think this gluttonous giant will definitely eat this bystander here. And then we are adding 1 more doom to the scenario sheet, which obviously is bad. Doesn't mean we could use the old boiler. It would be out, but that's maybe also not the worst thing in the world. You may deal 2 damage to 1 monster you engage with and 2 damage to this card. Then this card is gone, actually. But we are not engaged with this monster because this monster is engaged with us. So the old boiler doesn't work here. Ooh, but still, that's an Elite 1, I believe, right? So it has 5 damage. Both of them, they could try to take it out, but that was then pretty much a useless turn because we know the Gug or the Seer is adding stuff. The problem is no one else can right now go here into whatever the middle region, the underworld. So are we going to do damage control or are we going to... I think we have to do damage control, right? I mean, that's what we're doing here. Let's try that. So we are moving in here. That was our first action. With our second action, we are attacking this, which means it's now getting engaged to us. I think this was here. And then we have 4 plus 4, so 6 dice in total. But again, we need 5 hits, but we still have another investigator up there. So I think it could make it. Mark could make it still. I think that is okay. Let me just readjust the camera a hair. And 6 dice, right? So we have 1 more than we are rolling here. That were 2. I like that. And we are rolling 1 more from this, but there is no reroll whatsoever anyway. Oh, awfully close. So 2 hits to this massive monster. I think that is not enough. That is not enough for sure. 1, 2, we need 3 more. If he would have made 3 damage, I think We could consider that, but I guess that's not how it works. And I think, yeah, it's a massive monster. I think, oh, I didn't see that. After you deal damage to this monster, yeah, this was an attack action. So we have to, in fact, take a sanity hit even. So I think this is pretty much game over now. But that's basically the best we could do, actually. And then, he's done. I think then it's really game over. If we are not killing this monster now with Mark, we are really having a hard time. And he has still the reroll, though. That's at least basically something we can consider. But he has also the wrong focus. He's focusing observations. But okay, he's blessed. That's maybe the one thing that would speak in our favor. But we need... Do we actually get to... I think we do not even roll. We are only rolling 2 dice. Yeah, okay, I think this was extremely stupid going there, but I was really hoping for 3 or 4 even. I mean, 6 dice is not unlikely, but there was no reroll. That was really not great. But I guess that's basically it. We didn't defeat it. We were not engaged. On the other hand, if we are now considering, because it's a massive monster, right? And even we know massive is really... it engages to all investigators. So it's the bystander and us, which means we could have used this one here. I think we could have used that. No, absolutely. Absolutely. So sorry for that. So we were using the old boiler then because we were engaged with it. It's a massive monster, but this also means the old boiler is no more. It was a great car, but yeah, sadly it's gone. But I think it served us pretty well. Cool stuff. But now Mark definitely does have a good chance actually taking care of it, and I think that's basically what we are doing next. We have to get rid of this. That much is clear. So the first thing that Mark needs to do is in fact to collect $1 measly for that, in order simply to move to the space here. 1, 2, and 3, right? Yes. So the dollar is immediately gone. It is automatically engaged with us, and because of our one-man army here, after you end your movement in a monster space, or it moves or spawns or whatever, you may become delayed to perform an attack action as an additional action. So let's totally do that. So we can now attack it, and again we have 4 dice -2. Again, this observation doesn't do us any good, but we still have the reroll and we are blessed. But if we are failing this test now, we are losing our blessed condition. So let's better not fail this test, right? Easy. So 2 dice are left. Come on. Yeah, there's the 5. There's the 5. This monster is gone. Cool. I think that was pretty important. I think we still have to take 1 sanity hit, though. It even says so, even if we defeat it. And I think, yeah, let's simply assign this to our professor here, to our ally. And yeah, that was pretty cool. And Mark gets a remnant for that. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm pretty sure it doesn't really help the game at all, but it feels like something cool. So we have taken care of another massive monster here. I like that a lot. But I think these were all our actions. So we are moving into the monster phase, and I think this time I really do have to play it right. So first of all, we are starting with the activation. So this monster is activating, and it simply says we are adding 1 doom to the scenario sheet. So we are now at 12, right? Yes, 12. Then we are dealing with this activation here. It simply says place 1 doom in this space. That's something for now we can live with, I guess, yes. And, oh, he could have attacked again, actually. And that was actually, yeah, this monster down here, it would activate. It's a lurker, but there are no investigators at this space. So we are good as well. So now we would move into the monster attack phase. There are no monsters to attack because this one again is elusive. It doesn't engage us. And then we are basically, yeah, after the monster attack phase, all the monsters will then basically unexhaust. It will attach to us. But again, it already had its chance to attack. It didn't because it was exhausted. So it's basically back to Agatha here. So these were all the monster activations. Yes, so she doesn't go for an encounter, but both of them up there will go for an encounter. But there's really nothing major to gain there, unfortunately. And yeah, but nothing to change. So let's simply start with the lead investigator, Michael. Again, we know there aren't any events here, and we are at the old library. You come upon an old book bound with black leather and filled with names written in blood. You may gain a dark pact condition to sign your name. We are so much endgame, and the reckoning is basically out, and I think even in this game they are triggering with the reckoning effect. So I think let's go for it. I do not care what I get. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Let's continue reading. Let's continue. In this case, I think if someone is offering you something, you typically know what their side of the bargain is. If you do, the book plays a ripple as it flips itself back to the first page. Now covered in arcane text, you gain 3 spells, 2 remnants, and 1 tome item. Okay, that's not great for him, but yeah, I mean, it's the Miskatonic University, the own library. Yeah, it's not unlikely we are getting this. But okay, let's go for the Dark Pact first, actually. And here is a Dark Pact, and as we all know from Eldritch Horror 2, these do trigger with a Reckoning effect, and again, there are different backsides, so we don't know what this actually is. Okay, that was it. And then we are getting, what was it? 3 spells, 2 remnants, and 1 tome. So let's see, that's a lore monster. Once per round, when a ready non-epic monster would activate, you may... Oh, that's cool. Ooh, if you pass, move it 2 spaces toward you instead. That's a nice one, actually. And he has 2 lore. I mean, that's not impossible for him. The clairvoyance, at the start of your turn, you may test. Look at the top card. So, oh, you may discard 1 non-epic. That's actually very nice for the middle region now. And then we have the astral projection. Wow, it costs you 2. And if you pass, resolve an additional action as though you were in any other space. Yeah, that's pretty amazing too. And then we still get 2 remnants. I like that a lot. And yeah, I mean, maybe we should start trading or so, but yeah, right now Agatha is pretty far away. But again, this was his encounter. Let's do the same for Mark. It feels like you've been studying for days. You know you're getting somewhere, but you're just so tired. Okay, we are doing a will check, which is, I believe, were 4 dice for him exactly. So not impossible. Oops, I kicked. I think this was... Oh, wow, that was an epic roll. Nicely done. If you pass, you shake off the fatigue and keep at it. You gain 1 spell. Yeah, okay, that's 1 spell. The other one was much cooler, but yeah, of course it came with a price. But he's pretty terrible with spells. The Wither spell, yeah, that's perfect. As part of an attack action, you may test lore -1. Add your test result to the test result of the attack action. Yeah, that's an amazing one for a wizard like Agatha, for example. Yeah, the thing is with this game is that the whole trading thing, losing an entire action just for trading, not just moving to the same space and whatnot, but also spending 1 action to trade. I don't know, this feels really... Yeah, you have to do that, I believe. I mean, they're really carrying so many spells, both Michael and Mark, and even the investigate or the allies are great, so maybe I really should have considered that much sooner. But again, I believe in the 2nd edition you basically can do that as part of your travel step, as far as I can remember. So you can really move through, and then you can pretty much for free or so trade with another investigator, which feels more natural, really. That's the same for Eldritch Horror. In Eldritch Horror, I do get it because the scale is different. So you're meeting in Rio de Janeiro, for example, or you're meeting in Arkham as a city. So you have to get together and so on. And really spending now really a day and an action to do that feels correct thematically. Here in Arkham Horror, it's from a scale so much smaller. I don't know, maybe you should be allowed to trade as part of a movement or so, or for free when you're on the same space. I don't know. But okay then, let's move into the Mythos phase already. So it's Michael who has to start. We are spawning another monster, of course. That's another Haunting Dead, which is one of those shrouded monsters. They go... Where does it? Unstable space. I was... that it's Hangman's Hill, right next to Agatha, which is a problem because they place Doom here and they will not auto-engage with us. Let's go for the 2nd token, and oh, that's a clue. Where do we spawn this clue? It goes to the south side. I will do that in a second. Problem is, in the south side we have the Tunneling Dole, who is threatening all of us. Definitely not nice. Then it's the last 2 tokens from the cup. We have a Doom, which now goes to French Hill, which is totally fine actually, to two locations, Bayfriar Gardens and Duterte Funeral Home. So basically here, and those are also the two unstable locations, and we typically get to choose when something is moving there. And the last token we know is basically this one, which means we are just moving this. Again, we are flipping this to the other side, we are spinning it, we are placing it, and then it's down here, which is really a problem because all of the other characters are basically on the other side of the map of Arkham. And I mean, yes, we can still move up here, and I really now do regret that I didn't move her up here. I think I really should have done that with her. That was totally stupid, but yeah, nothing I will take back at this point in time. And then we have to put in all the tokens and draw 2 more tokens for Agatha. So in fact, the Reckoning could come back right away, but okay, that's another monster. I'm pretty sure that's also not the greatest thing in the world. And what do we have here? The Menacing Bulk, Spawn at Street's nearest leader, which is either here or there. And guess what? Where we are placing it? Yes, it goes in here. And it's a lurker. Okay, what does it do actually? The nearest investigator suffers 1 horror. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't really matter too much actually, because I'm relatively certain game is over. Depends now really a little bit on what token we are drawing actually. Oh, whoa, that's so exciting. So yeah, let's see what we get. And it's a clue, or no, it's another Doom. Not sure. Oh, this could really kill us. It goes to the Miskatonic University into the own library, and I think that is actually okay. At least kind of. This one is still doing stuff to it. And ooh, yeah, I think, man, we could go after this one here. I still think that is okay. I still think this is okay. So we are still alive and still going. Insane, didn't think about this. So we are basically moving into the next round, and I'm now really 100% sure that this will be the last one. I mean, we are already at 12 Dune on our scenario sheet, and yes, I had to exchange the tokens. We are really running out, something that never happened to me in this game. But there's a lot going on, especially with the outbreak rule that tends to speed things up in respect to how you're placing additional Doom on the space. But yeah, I mean, next token there is pretty much game over. I don't know that, but I would say 98% sure about it. Okay then, before we are going to start, there is something I need to correct, and that's really something for me. I believe Mark defeated the last monster, which means he would have triggered Jenica Capra's ability, which would have allowed us to remove 1 Doom from its base, and he also gained a Remnant, which means he can heal 1 sanity for that. Yes, so let's take care of this, because this definitely changes a lot in respect to where I need to go. So right now, it's really not that big of a deal if that Haunting Dead adds another Doom in that space. The main problem, though, is, which I completely, kind of, yeah, I've overseen it, basically, was that those monsters do activate before we are moving into our encounter phase. So this monster would definitely add another token onto the scenario sheet, putting this to 13. Again, I don't know if I have lost. Again, I'm still 98% sure I will lose, but that's the reason why I will keep going now. Otherwise, I really would call it now. If I would have known the scenario, then yeah, I may have made a different choice, but I think for now, let's keep going. And here I really think that we may want to really now start moving folks somewhere else. The problem again is that he is now delayed. If he wouldn't be delayed, I may have, oh no, I think 1, 2, no, that's 3 spaces. We wouldn't have made it anyway. There is still maybe a good reason moving him down, trading with her. The problem is he doesn't have anything that would give her an extra sanity or would heal her, whatnot, and that's really the problem, because she will not be able to make it here into the underworld. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, she wouldn't. She's really lacking 1 sanity, because if we're moving her further, keep in mind, then this hazardous barrier would kick in and we would lose 1 sanity. She is already at 6. She has nothing that protects her from that, so that's not gonna fly either. But again, we can basically ignore this space here a little bit, which I think is something. The question still is, should we, I don't know, get more allies here, for example? Would that help us, for example? Could that be something to consider? But if whatever this dark path or this hidden path would be closer here, then maybe I would have moved him into the center region here, for example. Or maybe Mark or so, and then hope for the encounter there. But yeah, that's not gonna happen either. So maybe we do want to engage this monster here with maybe better with him, because he can still do other stuff afterwards. I mean, we are now attacking it, and he basically has one action because of his delayed effect. And doing this action here, yes, he could go for the ward action, but why bother, right? So I think then, let's start with him actually. So his first action is, I think he can heal now. You may perform, no, dogged, if you are delayed, you may focus one skill. Maybe that's a good thing. Let's focus now really strength again for him. So he basically returns the observation skill. Then he can still heal one sanity. Doesn't really matter too much either. We are taking it from Jennifer again, because she's definitely a trusted friend. Then his first action is to stand up, and with his second action he's going to engage and attack this haunting dead finally. And yeah, this time it is actually, oh, wait a second. I think we are attacking it, right? Oh, because now it's elusive. I really need to check those shrouded monster. Yeah, no, I think we are good here. So we are basically engaging it to attack it. It's an elusive monster, so now we can really look at it, actually. And, oh, that's an interesting one. So we have to fight it with our negotiation skill, the Screaming Haunt. I totally love the artwork on these cards. After you engage this monster, that's what we just did, place 2 doom in your space until you become cursed. Which, that's for him not too bad, actually, to get, because he's simply only, quote-unquote, losing his blessed condition. And placing 2 doom now would automatically mean we're adding more doom. And then it's pretty much, again, I think it's game over. So let's not do that. So yeah, let's get cursed, and because we are blessed, we are simply losing the blessed condition, which kind of is okay. And then, yeah, we are rolling 3 dice in total. Its influence is a 2, actually. But yeah, we are still hoping for 2 successes, right? Yes, 2 health points. That's not great. That's really not great, actually. Okay. And that's really terrible. So we are using our Sophie's Portrait once per round. While resolving test, you may suffer 1 damage. Okay, that's the one we have to take, but I think that's still fine for him, actually. I think it really is. And then, yeah, it allows us to reroll 1 or all dice. Yeah, in this case, guess what? We are rerolling all the dice, and it's only a 1. Let's get rid of the strength token now to re-roll 1 more die here. And 5 or a 6, and no, it's a 3. It's not good enough, of course. Yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. It's kind of dead, but maybe not so much. But that's already the end of his action. Yeah, that was really no progress at all. And I'm not sure if I want to move him here. Maybe we are going for this ally now, just to see how things are. On the other hand, I think I may want to continue with Agatha here, because again, I think she simply has to evade that rolling 2 dice. And then we could maybe go after this one here, the Haunting Dead. On the other hand, again, he could move down here to give her a spell, because he really got some cool spells. But yeah, the Wither spell, of course, is also with Mark. This would be the perfect one for her now, actually. So is there really this one spell which we do need, right? Once per round during your turn, you may choose a non-epic monster. Yeah, the wreck doesn't help because we don't know what this is. I don't know. Of course, we could go for the banishment, actually. That's maybe the best bet, because we can. Yeah, I think let's do that, actually. Once per round during your turn, you may choose a non. Yeah, let's test this one here. So we are going for, that's not an action. So we are rolling 3 dice. She's not focused in any way. No, she's not. And then if you put that monster disengage, okay, then it moves directly to the unstable space, which is the own library. So it would then go after this one. maybe that's because then he can still take it. Oh, but 4 is still tough. If the unstable space would be somewhere else, then maybe. But here at the own library, yeah, we would lose this one here. No, I think in this case, let's not do that. No, let's not do that. Again, we want to normally exhaust this monster. Only question now is, do we want to focus before that or not? We are rolling again 2 dice. Would one more die help us now, actually? We get 1 extra action then anyway. If we are evading it successfully, then we can maybe attack it. Then we could still focus, and then I think I would focus on strength then instead. Let's go for it. We are rolling the evade check, and yes, there's the 6. Amazing. Okay, cool stuff. So we have evaded this monster. That was really, really nice. Then we are getting an extra action for this. So in theory, we could now move out of this space, but yeah, we're really lacking one measly sanity. And we have to do something about it, because otherwise this will trigger 2. So we will now focus with our extra action which we got. And yeah, let's simply go for focus in this case. And adding it here. So we have 2 strength, and then we are going to basically engage and attack the Haunting Dead here. And I think this is the good one we discarded earlier. After you engage this card, gain it. It's an ally, yes. After you assign 1 or more horror to this ally, remove 1 doom from your space. Oh, that's such a nice card. It's her first ally, actually. So we are not attacking it, of course. It was our attack action to engage it, of course, so that the action is still gone. And yeah, we basically focused for nothing. So we could have moved out or went for a ward action here, so that was kind of a waste, but still, that was a very nice. So I also like these shrouded monsters here, actually. Really nice touch to the game. And then, yeah, what are we going to do with him? Are we maybe checking out this ally here for his first action? Again, there's really not a lot we can do right now. And maybe this is also not terrible. I mean, he can take it. He can really take it. Not a big deal. So maybe, yeah, I don't know, let's do that, right? So for first action, we are flipping our ally here. And that's Turan Garabaji, I guess. A visiting lecturer. After you research 1 or more clues, you may remove 1 doom from your space. Yeah, that's in theory pretty nice. We also again, perfect one. Yeah, maybe we should have given, because allies typically always come at least with this 1, I don't know, yeah, you know, sanity here for your shield or so. That could have been basically the thing. But okay, not taking it back. And I think maybe we want to simply add, or try to add some clues to the scenario sheet. He has 2 of those. And before we lose them, let's go for a research action. He's rolling 2 dice because he's still focused. Yes, and yeah, that's not good enough. He will definitely get rid of 1. So let's add 1 maybe. No, far from it, of course. Another terrible turn. But I think those were all the action. And in order to keep things crisp and short, I will start with the Seer of Mnara, which plays 1 doom on the scenario sheet right away. So let's simply do that. This is bringing us to 13, and this also means we are triggering the Dark Scion ability. When there is 13 or doom on the scenario sheet, I guess, or more, we will flip this card. You typically do that right away, and yeah, we already see that. The sky cracks apart, an unknown mountain looms on the horizon as an icy wind cascades down in slopes. The lost city of Kadath and the forgotten gods who rule it have come to Arkham, restored to the world of humanity by the seer's machinations. The great ones have returned to seize the world from the humans who drove them into exile. Your world is theirs. The investigators lose the game. Yeah, no real surprise here, actually, but I believe I was far from winning this game. I don't know, and I will not spoil this for you. So maybe we have 2 of these things here, the phylactery, and we have the Free the Vessels. I don't know if maybe 1 of those would have been enough, and that's now really the cool part. So I'm really intrigued now to pretty much play this game right away again, to really see if I can get any further. Yes, I do have some information, but the next game will, I think, play out somewhat differently. Depending on where the stuff is going, I will play it with different investigators, and I think that was really a problem, having 2 kind of tanks in a 3-player game. I'm relatively certain that this was not a good choice, but I basically draw majority of those randomly. I only wanted to make sure to have expansion characters in here. And that's, I think, why Agatha is here. But she did a great job, actually. But I think we would have needed one more, I don't know, more hybrid character. That is basically a little bit of both. But yeah, I think that was one of the reasons why I failed here. I didn't roll particularly well. I made some very stupid decisions, but I enjoyed every minute of it for sure. And I really hope you did too. And I think with that being said, again, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed my little playthrough. 5 episodes in the end. Quite a lengthy one, I must say. Arkham Horror 3rd Edition typically plays much quicker than the 2nd edition, and also sometimes Eldritch Horror. But yeah, it has taken me some time. Maybe I should consider talking much less in my playthroughs. But yeah, that's how I do things, how I roll here on my channel. And yeah, hope to see you soon in one of my other videos. And yeah, until then, bye bye.